Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversation. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
My name is Dominique Rivera, the Oracle of Apollo, psychic medium, spiritual advisor, and energy worker. And I'm pleased to announce that I'm embarking on a mission called the Legacy of Hope Tour. We're going to be going to Romania May 4th through the 12th. And we're going to be working with children in the system. I have the privilege of stewarding a day, Monday, in Studio Fenterari in Bucharest, a place thought of the outskirts of society, deemed the ghetto, and these beautiful small souls deemed different, not worthwhile. Growing up different, I understand this pain all too well. And coming from the hood, it's very difficult to grow up to be a valued member of society without having anyone believe in you. And so here we come, the Earth Angels, to bring games and music and storytelling and connection and impact so that they can have, for a moment in their lives, a glimpse of purpose, of joy, of authenticity, of being themselves and being more than enough. Be an ambassador of hope. Reach into your profound heart with any amount and donate to the link below, because even a little change can create an avalanche of change for others.
Before you get it, baby, show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind. But you walk right past me, pretending like you don't see
some rhythm. I got some rhythm. I still sound like Louise Jefferson, but I got my rhythm. I'm excited. It's Friday. T to the G to the I to the F. T to the G to the I to the... It's Friday. And my angel numbers. 414. 414. It's good to be alive, y'all. It's good to be alive. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm so excited because it's my favorite episode of the month. Every month, Ask the Experts. We have some new ones. We have some of them that are missing. Dano just texted, "Oh, I can't make today. I had a long night." I said, "I just bet you did." We'll find out about that next month. Corey Castle, we had a surprise for him with one of our newbies, Jeremy Nunez, comedian. We have a comedian in the house today. And we also have Michael Post. He's new. He's here with us today. D. Grant Smith is back. I think he was getting his crops ready. You know how those farmers are this time of year. Just kidding. Badass Jamie Lane got here after being bailed out from a protest where she chained herself to some kind of monument this week. I made that up, but didn't it sound good for a second? And of course, the Oracle of Apollo is still in mourning from selling her house, and but she's still here, ready for new things and ready for you. So welcome. Today is all about Romania. And why is it Romania? Because it's not just Romania, it's children. So we just stick in the name Romania on top of it, but we're talking about all children globally, including your own, right? All kids are our kids. And we're going to talk about that today. Who put something in the chat? I am? No, I'm not. Oh, that was from... Who put your muted in the chat long ago? I thought you meant now. Thanks, Oracle. I panicked. I was like, because I was on a roll. And just for the shits and giggles, Michael Post, before we bring you in here, I see on the screen that your devices are connected now. Oh, it's sneaky, new and sneaky. So listen, without further ado, because we have a lot of ground to cover today, and this is an immersive experience this time. So get ready. Get your finger ready to share this broadcast out. How do you do that? You can, I'm making a W with my fat hands. The W in power of we. It's the real deal, and we're going to talk about that today. So, getting everyone in here. Here they come, y'all. All 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. Oh, here's the story. Hi, Michael Post. Wait. Hi, Jan Brady. Oh, Jeremy Nunez, you're Alice. You're in the middle. We need another row. We need 3 more. Oh, welcome, experts. How are you this day?
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Good morning.
Blessed.
Fantastic.
Who had the most energy in that, everybody? Put in the comments. Everybody sounded sleepy as hell to me. So, I'm good. So welcome. Who's got their coffee or something?
Not me. I got water.
Water. Good old overachiever Dominique, the Oracle of Apollo. I'm kidding. Well, listen.
I'm intermittent fasting right now.
Oh,
nice. Congratulations.
better you than me. Michael, what do you have to drink?
Living water. Water that's alive.
Opposed to water that is in a coma?
Huh?
Never mind. We'll get to that. Listen, D. Grant Smith, good to see you, man. Missed you last month. How those crops coming along?
The crops are great. I went and I did I judged a speech competition for a bunch of high school kids.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you discover any talent?
There was a lot of talent, actually. What was really interesting, though, was like it was UIL. So, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, but it's like speech and debate for high school students.
Yeah.
But they were doing prose and poetry, but some of the majority of the things that they were doing pieces on was stuff I was like, I didn't know that I knew kids were going through like mental health issues and stuff like that, but it was like these 15, 16, 17-year-old kids, interestingly enough, that's the subject for today, like these kids facing like serious, real adult things, like on a deep, deep mental health level. And I was like, there needs to be more done to really just give love and hope and peace to these kids. So yeah, that's where I was last time.
Did y'all hear that? Or was it just in my universe? Oh, you guys heard it too? Where'd those bells come from?
It was my notification. I
Well, I
turned it off.
like that. It was kind of glorious. So, Jeremy Nunez, comedian. Jeremy is a professional comedian, and I've actually seen him perform at the Becoming the Best You experience down in St. Louis a couple months ago, and we've been fast friends ever since. Jeremy, got a joke for us to start the day off?
Well,
I know. Well, a funny thing happened on the way to the club tonight. The girl from Nantucket.
I just flew in.
Right. Boy, anyway, go ahead.
It's funny you have a farmer on the panel because the first thing I was thinking was,
He's not really a farmer.
Oh, he's not. Okay. I was like, why are we
doing
doing
this on Facebook?
I was like, why are we up so early? Is everyone farmers except me? I don't understand. So, but I will give a tip to everyone. I can tell you at least that, Lauren. So, if anyone's passing through Illinois, where I am from, the Illinois State Police are giving away $100 rewards for anyone who calls and turns in a drunk driver on the road. So, for that very reason, I'm now $100 richer, and my dad no longer speaks to me.
Well, there you go. Farmer humor. He got it. I did too. I knew you were going with that though. But I thought you were going to say you bailed yourself out with your own reward money. See, when you can make a comedian laugh, you might have something. Listen, we're gonna let everybody just say good morning real quick. Take about 30 seconds and go around the circle. And for you newbies, Michael and Jeremy, just tell everybody where you're at in the world and where you're from. So we're gonna start with you guys. Michael, go ahead and kick it off for us.
Hi, everyone. I'm Michael. I'm a founder and co-visionary of Samadhi Sea of Wisdom Meditation School. We serve the local community out here in Yuma, Arizona, and we are online. And we help people, uplift their own consciousness from the inside out. If we want change from the outside, we got to start from the inside. It's just universal law. And when we do that, we'll see it on the outside.
Very good. Thank you so much. And I'm just curious, is that product in your hair or just water?
It's just water.
Okay, because I was going to say, return that product. I'm kidding. Look, I got it. I'm very competitive. And even though I don't consider myself a comedian, I do get a yuck going every now and then. So bear with me today, y'all. I'm feeling that kind of way. Plus, in just a couple hours, I'm going to do a school assembly to the 250 kids who are writing letters for the Pen Pal program for Romania. Sorry, we're keeping you up, Oracle. Go ahead and take a nap if you need. Lord, that's what you get for drinking water. How's that working out for you? So Jeremy Nunez, Yuma, Arizona, by the way, one of the hottest places on earth. When I finished my year with Up With People, I went straight there with my good friend Alvin Broom and stayed at their house for 3 weeks, which was the most horrible 3 weeks of my existence. Hot, and all that we saw from their front window were cotton fields. So, of course, that was a bit triggering for my ancestral line, but anyway, you knew I was going. I'm on a roll. Anyway, so very hot there. What's the temperature expected to be in Yuma today, Michael? Do you know?
I don't even know.
90.
95 probably today. Yesterday it was like 92.
See what I'm saying? And it's April. And it's April. Wait till July. I'm not kidding you. If I was there, I'd come out looking like.
It sure activates you.
That.
Dr. Lauren, it sure activates you. That's for sure.
Okay, it activates those sweat glands. I know that. I couldn't stand it. And then they don't even have air conditioners. They had something called a swamp cooler. Who named it that?
Yeah.
Swamp. Okay, so anyway, Jeremy, where are you exactly? And tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
I thought that was great, Lauren. Lauren will be here all week. Try the veal.
Told you.
So I am Jeremy Nunez from Springfield, Illinois, comedian extraordinaire. If you can see behind me, I have specials on Dry Bar Comedy, Amazon Prime. And for those specials, I get about 2 cents every time somebody watches it. So if all of you could just pull it up on your computer and hit refresh numerous times, that would be very helpful to me.
That's a good idea.
There you go.
You might get it done.
There you go. Yeah. Also, author of You Can't Write City Hall, about my real life experience as a small town mayor.
That's
Available at Amazon or from numerous people on street corners out of the trunk of their car.
right. Exactly. I saw somebody's box that was wallpapered with your book the other day, and I was like, I love him too. Isn't he great? I told y'all, listen, tonight's show, here I come. Manifestation in progress. D. Grant Smith, say hello to everybody and tell them where you're at in the world.
Well, hey, I'm D. Grant. I am the growth farmer. So that's the farming reference, that growth farmer for personal development through the lens of storytelling and spirituality. So that was the reference that Dr. Lauren was making a minute ago. Michael, I resonate with you so much because what I teach people how to do is grow love from within, blending self-love and manifestation and consciousness and all this stuff. So you and I are very much on the same page. Jeremy, I love dry bar comedy. I watch it all the time. I am going to hit refresh about 7,000 times today because I want to make sure that you at least get $7 for the hours of entertainment that you've provided for people. I think that's really important. No, I'm in Texas, and so what you were talking about a minute ago about warm temperature, we had 91 here yesterday. Swamp cooler is a very familiar thing to people in my part of the world. We're like, oh yeah, that's the side air conditioner that you have so that your regular air conditioner doesn't blow out in July and August.
For real. It's just so loud, and it works, so it's better than nothing. I'll tell you that, because when theirs went down and they handed us Jehovah's Witness pamphlets that they had laying around, you know how they give you those watchtowers? I'm telling you what, I was so happy for it. Jeremy, I was trying. Okay, Jeremy's going to be my comedy coach. Okay.
They don't always land, Lauren.
Thank you. If she isn't in the middle of a big old hit of cannabis, let's see what the badass Jamie Lane has to say.
What's up, fuckers? I am Jamie Lane. Lauren started calling me badass last year. I don't know why, or a couple years ago. I kind of know why. Anyway,
she is. She's a disruptor.
I am, and I am a voice, and I'm a radical philosopher and author. Oh, I'm sorry, best-selling author. Number one best-selling author. And an artist, creator. I live based off my 5 radical philosophies of time, oneness, relationship with self, community, and health. And to me, those are our hierarchy of needs that we must achieve. But in order to do that, you need to understand how to turn your trauma into power. So that's what I write about. That's what I talk about. That's what I philosophize about. Mindset.
Real quick, tell everybody what the name of the book is so they can go to Amazon and get it.
Oh, it's called Fuck the FDA, The Holistic Approach to Cystic Fibrosis. I gave the FDA folks 5 years of my son's DNA, and those motherfuckers destroyed it. So I decided to take matters into my own hands when they started talking about a liver transplant. And, well, basically I repaired his liver. So
cured him, y'all.
Cured cystic fibrosis. It's not
cured
that
him. Bam. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. God is still in the miracle business, everybody. So don't forget that. You got proof right here with you. And more than just that example, just the fact that we're all still here. Can I get an amen? Because how many of us have been through things that we thought there was no way I'm going to make it through this, but nonetheless, here we are, right? Oracle, Dominique Rivera, say hello.
Good morning, everybody. I'm the Oracle of Apollo, Dominique Rivera, and I'm an energy worker, psychic medium, and spiritual advisor. And basically, I bring clarity to people through assisting them through their own inner healing journey. We work through trauma, releasing issues from the tissues, or good old-fashioned reading. And today, I actually have a new book, which is called The Daily Guidance from Your Angels. And I have a quick, very quick thing for everybody. It's called Today's Message from the Angels is honor your accomplishments. We angels have been with you since infancy, celebrating your triumphs and helping you through your struggles. And we want you to know how proud we are of you and how far you've all come. You've taken the high road repeatedly, except Lauren, putting the development of your character above all else. We applaud the many times that you've actively, lovingly, and helped others without any need for recognition. We commend you for your commitment to living your life from a spiritual standpoint. And you've worked through many issues and learned a great deal. And we've loved you at every moment along the way. And here's the thought for today. I now acknowledge how far I've come, enjoying how it feels to honor my growth and accomplishments,
and my angels see the good in everything I do.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. When you said, and except for Lauren, Jamie Lane started laughing, and I don't know what happened. She just disappeared. Let that
She just
be.
went,
So, note to self to the rest of you all: I am the man behind the curtain. Oh, are you allowed? Are you going to act right now? I'm just kidding. So, it's my universe. You're just visiting. I'm just kidding. Oh, okay. I'm done. I take it back. When she starts taking off stuff, next come the earrings. Okay, come on. All right, you guys, listen. Today, because we're going to Romania, we're going to talk, and we're going to talk seriously, but we're going to have fun. And all of you out there, here is the GoFundMe. It's going to be tickering along the bottom the whole hour. We are $4,000 short of our goal, and we leave, but we started. It was around $62,000, which is cheap, because the Power of We Symposium in Chicago or in Atlanta, all of those were 6 figures or more. Especially Atlanta, because it's outside of your backyard when you don't have relationships with the vendors. But thank God for the wonderful team Romania who have gone out and called in favors. And we had to be extra careful there because there is a lot of corruption. A lot of people want payola, all kinds of things. Well, we'll let you do this if you give us that. And we didn't have a penny to spare. Everything goes exactly where it should, and that is into these kids. So we need you. This is the very first year ever in 5 years that we have done a GoFundMe, but I needed to do that. Excuse me. I wanted to say this too. And I've talked about it with my sponsors, my corporate sponsors. Usually the companies will do 2,500 here, 3,000 there, 5,000 there. This year, we sent them the same packages, just changed where we were going because our mission is always the same. And remarkably, every single corporate sponsor went to the GoFundMe instead of the packages, and they each chose $500 as their donation. Of course, we're grateful, but I was like, I wonder what it was. And then finally, I got the guts to call one and ask them. And she said, well, we kind of step back when it's not in the United States. So I don't know what that is, but we're going to change that. We're going to change that. So today's topic came from the Oracle of Apollo. And when you saw her video at the beginning, and we have some others to show you today, growing up different. Growing up different. How many of you, Jeremy Nunez, sit your ass down. He just don't be running in and out of my house, and close that screen door when you come back. Oh my God, I just channeled my granny. Love you, Callie. I want you guys to raise your hands. How many of you consider that you, and all of you out there, put it in the comments. That was me. Did you think you grew up, or do you believe you grew up different? How many? Were you different in any way? Exactly. Everybody is different. But I remember as a kid how cruel we could be, even though I got picked on. I got bullied. Sissy. This, that, and the other, right, because I mean it, but I was okay. Well, I don't care. You can't whoop me. And if you will, I'll cry so hard, everybody will beat you up. So, but nonetheless, it didn't stop me from when her name was Patsy Atkins. And didn't we all feel horrible when she died in a fire a few years after we were in high school? But all growing up, she would cut across. She was older than us, and she would cut across our elementary school playground to get home because the big kids got out earlier. And we'd be going. She was heavy. She was a big girl, and we'd be going, Patsy Atkins, Patsy Atkins. And there was always one of us bad boys that would run up and touch her, and then run and try to touch everybody else and give them her cooties. And no, but seriously, so kids are vulnerable. But kids can be mean, and bully, but because they've been hurt, they want to hurt others. It's a pattern. So I want to hear really quickly. So mine was because I was gay, but didn't even know it yet. That was why I was different. Dominique, what do you feel made you different?
What made me different? Man. So I came from Puerto Rico back to Philadelphia, and being a light complected Latin girl, it was like I was too light to hang out. Too light to hang out with the dark girls. Being in Philly is like 80% black, right? And then too Spanish to hang out with the white people. So like my race was always a factor. I got bullied a lot for my race and I had a thick accent when I got here. And also just my mentality. Like I just never fit in with the group of people. I had to hang out with people much, much older than myself to ever feel like understood or heard. So it's just I was always just one of those people who were just like, oh, she's so different. She's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was me. I was the weird one.
Yeah. It hurt pretty bad, didn't it?
Yes, it did. To the point where I took that into my adulthood. And when I actually made my center, how wellness, an aspect of that was so that people would never, so everyone could feel included. So everybody felt inclusive and nobody felt like they were alone or they were ostracized or that they were different or they were crazy or weird.
Okay. What about you, D. Grant?
Well, the weird thing, definitely. I felt weird most of my life. I've embraced my weirdness now because we're all weird. We all have our own, uniqueness about us that's just uniquely us. But I was born in the
especially Jamie Lane. Now we're even. Go ahead.
I laughed because it wasn't true, and that's why she made the joke. Obviously,
I know, I'm just kidding. I promise I'm just kidding. Listen, don't take it personally, Jamie, for real. Now you can. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Go ahead, D. Grant.
Well, I'm a small frame dude. I was always a runt little kid, and so I got bullied and picked on a lot too. I was born in Alabama. I moved to Texas. I had a really deep Southern accent. So when Dominique was talking about having an accent or talking differently than other people, when I got to Texas, even though Texas is kind of a country sort of place, an Alabama accent just sounds Alabama. It don't sound like Texas. So that's what I brought in, and I got picked on a lot for that. And I always resonated more with older people than I did people my age.
Me too, just like Dominique.
Yeah, so old soul, what I'm hearing from all this is we might come from different parts of the...
Wait a minute. I'm not trying to play that yet, but I wanted to get it ready. Go ahead. Okay.
We might come from different parts of the country or different parts of the world, but we have very similar human experiences because we're all human. And so it doesn't necessarily matter what our age or our gender or our ethnicity is. Like there's a harmonization that we have different experiences, a lot of the same things. And in that difference, there's still this oneness and this uniqueness and this camaraderie that we share. So I think that's really beautiful.
Yes, I agree. And this is so encouraging because, I'm still gleaning stories other than my own to share with all the kids. Because when we go, we're not just going in and performing or speaking and then taking some quick flicks and busting out. We're going, taking off our coats. We're all going to be in our t-shirts and taking off our shoes or whatever we're spending 4 to 6 hours every day with the group of kids, one group of kids every day. We're not trying to cover everybody, but we're trying to be completely present. Because when I asked what the kids really wanted, the adults that work with these kids one-on-one that will be there with us said, number one, from our standpoint, from what we know they want is your time. And then from the kids, when we asked them, well, what is it that you really want? Because they were in the room on the interview with the caretakers, and the kids didn't say anything about time. They all said ice cream. And I was like, there it is. There's our kids. Ice cream, right? Because it's a rarity. It's like once every 5 years. Think about it. For most of these kids that eat every other day on an average, ice cream is something they dream about. Now, I saw a video where there are kids who live underground in subways, and there's this epidemic where they're sniffing this paint out of bags. And they said that someone interviewed them, I think it was the BBC, and they asked them, why do you guys do this? They're like 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like that, living underground. The girls all they shave their head like Jamie because they want to be known as boys, because it's too dangerous to be known that you're a girl for obvious reasons. But they said that they huff this paint because they dream that they're eating. When they go to sleep, they dream that they're actually eating. And talk about a heartbreaker. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, all of us, when you get hungry, I can reach right in my little snack drawer right here. Boom, pull out something, but not these kids. So anyway, Michael, how would you say it was? What made you different when you were growing up?
The funny thing about that story is, even before I was born, my dad worked in a nuclear facility, so everybody was, teasing. And this is very important for pregnant people to know that you're always listening, you're always being programmed. So it's very important about your environment. But I was told, the family said to my mother, like several family members, you need to abort this kid, because, he's going to come out all retarded and things like that. So that was one that affected the energy of, even the creation of myself. The second part was, as I grew up in a Mexican family, being half white, my last name was a reason why I was so different. It's Post. So being around, Mexicans and, from agriculture, and then I got into the gangs. I had a fight to prove that I was Mexican. And I used to have a saying is, don't define me by my last name, because I'll show you who I am. So, that led to gangs, in the proper order: gangs, drugs, prison, violence, suicide, overdoses, near-death experiences, several near-death experiences, like I said, overdoses. Just a wild, wild life that it's too long to share. But that difference really caused me to question reality. And just like, I heard my brother over here, which I forgot your name again. What is your name again? E. Graham.
Just call me D. It's easy.
Thank you, D. And one thing that D was saying that I really loved is, that's our commonality, is resilience. Resilience is our commonality. And I think we've been trained. So for people going through bad stuff right now, let me just say, you're being trained. You're being formed, because it's those people that have a comfortable life now that are suffering the most. And I see that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
People that have a comfortable lifestyle, it's like they don't even know who they are and they struggle. Right. So about that is, my difference really was my gift. And I see that, here on the panel.
I call it my superpower.
Yeah. Yeah. So embrace your difference. Don't run from it. Because I ran from it for so long and I almost drove myself crazy.
That's right.
I changed my name.
Your microphone is surging. It's kind of going like your microphone going loud, coming off, going loud, coming off. See if you can adjust that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Jamie, this ought to be good.
Well, for me,
because I already know you were different because you were beating up teachers. You were beating up grown ass women.
No, dude, I was
at 4.
I was a goody. I had trauma. I wanted to get the fuck out. I wanted to escape. I was living like a trafficked victim. It was so dysfunctional and abusive. So what made me different was my mind. I knew I had to learn to get out. I knew that books, learning, everything that I could would be my way out. Somehow, some way, I had to keep reading and knowledge, and I just did that. And I couldn't relate to these dumbass kids, no offense. I was on a different level because I was struggling. I had to get the fuck out. I had to escape.
Well, and you were a kid.
Yeah, I was a child.
Now, we're going to come back to that, because that's an option to even dream that you can get out, unlike the kids that we're going, which is why we're going to let them know, even if you don't see a door, start believing there is a door, and it will find you and you will find it. Can I get an amen? Because that's the truth. I'm telling you, that's what kept me going all those years from 11 to 18 in the foster system. Because we all remember, when you're a kid, Christmas feels like it takes 2 years to come. So a day when you're hungry and you hate where you're at and you hate your life and you just hate can feel like forever. So we're going to do something about that. And you guys, prayers, Jeremy actually did have to go. He just texted me. He's running to the emergency vet. So pray for him. And whatever's going on with one of their pets, he has kids and wife, and I don't know what it is, but he flew out the room and he just texted me, oh my God, I'm on my way to the emergency vet. So something has happened there. So you guys, lots of light and love for them. Let's take a look at our partner, Romanian-based nonprofit, Hope for Kids. What we're bringing and hoping to snatch the veil back a little on the truth and the reality of what these children are living is our goal, but we're doing it to help the Romanian people that are already deep inside the issue, but seemingly having a hard time getting the world to listen to them. They were hoping because we're Americans, people will tune in a little bit more readily. And so we're so proud, honored, and humbled to be working alongside with Hope for Kids. Diana has taken a wonderful approach to bringing this not so easy to tell or hear story to the forefront. Take a look.
Personalul de serviciu care înjurace blestematul ăsta și să fură mâncarea unde? La Dârna, la Sfântul Nicolae și să nu fie toate numai pentru bani. Acum deja numai pentru bani. Toți donațiile și astea și donațiile privesc copiii, nu? Da. Privesc copiii. Donațiile se pune în
The purpose of this documentary is to raise a universal alarm on the extreme poverty levels in which families and over 41.5% of Romanian children live in. Some children go to bed without eating. Some eat every 2 days. 8 in 10 Romanian children in orphanages are not even orphans. The extreme poverty levels of their families forces the parents to abandon their children, either in an orphanage, a placement center, or with a family member, so they can go abroad and work. Even more alarming than the rising poverty levels in Romania are its ramifications: neglect, child abuse, child labor, rape, trafficking, school abandonment, children ending up in the system, in prison, or even worse, dead. Now imagine a world in which all children can grow up in a loving family with proper food, access to education, sexual education, access to proper mental health and physical health, access to integration programs. Imagine these children having the same chance in life as our children. Let's be family to these children, all of us, together. Let's be the answer to the end of poverty and social exclusion. Join our forces and help us build a better world in which families and children of Romania flourish.
Now, I want to say here, Romania is a small country. It's only the size of, say, Maryland here in the United States. And currently they are bordering, of course, a war zone, the Ukraine. Many of the orphans from Ukraine have found their way over into Russian soil. And Russia knows a little bit about orphanages, of course. That's how the world learned their name back in the 90s and early 2000s. But we are going to celebrate the kids that are surviving, who are thriving in their own right, in hopes of giving them a little more hope to push it all the way across the finish line known as life. And so we're also going to bring back some hope. I've been saying this recently quite a bit. You know, they are right next door to a war zone. However, they have not had a mass shooting since the 1800s when there was a civil war going on. We, on the other hand, as of this morning, are up to 149 mass shootings just since January. So I think they have something we can use as well. So keep that in mind. For all of you watching out there, the GoFundMe link. Now, I'm just going to keep pressing that because if I have to walk up and down the street every day until we leave with a bucket, because I'm not going with a bowl, because I believe I'll fill a bucket, I will do it, getting donations, every single penny. Dominique, you've been to the Power of We. We're going to get to how what your experience was. But every single penny, every single morsel of energy is directed right at these children. And this year abroad is no different. Raise your hand if you've ever gone to bed as a child hungry. Anybody? There you go. There you go. If any of you out there have ever gone to bed hungry as a child, drop it in the comments. I have gone to bed hungry, or I have is enough. So I want to show one more thing. Well, not one more. There's going to be a couple more, but I want to go directly into because I don't want to miss sharing these people with you. And which one? Okay, here it is. The Romanian team. Now, Hope for Kids, you just saw Diana and her team. That nonprofit has been started by her and two male cousins, and they are building it out. They're only a few years old, but we're so happy to partner with them. But then there's another faction, Mike Suvica, who is an actor, producer, director, and writer, and he's bringing his one-man show to America in June, and he'll be here in Chicago, and I'll be working with him while he's here. But he has been the version of me as far as putting it all together on the ground in Romania. And so I want you to take a look at the wonderful group of people that are pouring in, just like you've seen with Team USA. Take a look at this, and then we'll come back in and discuss some things.
I've lost some battles along the way.
Hi, I'm Mike Sabuika. I am a director, producer, and performer. I have been involved with charity since I was a little kid, and it's always brought me joy.
So let it burn all the way to the ground.
And we want to be a part of this project because we want to be a helping hand.
And spread joy. And
So I guess the universe is working and gather all of us to do something good for these beautiful children.
I know I'm on my way back home. Let it burn all the way to the ground. We will keep on fighting till the end. They're gonna build statues in our name, statues in our name. We're gonna stand proud among the brave, proud among the brave. It isn't in our blood to let our hearts go cold. However dark it gets, we're gonna rise our toes. They're gonna build statues in our name, statues in our name. We are tall as giants, we are strong as lions. Nothing's ever gonna tear us down. We are tall as giants, we are strong.
Give them hope. Yeah, my main motivation for this whole project is giving hope to the children.
Nothing's ever gonna
What matters in life is to be a good person and to do good to others.
gonna tear us down. They're gonna build statues in our name.
Okay. Yay. I'm so excited to meet all those wonderful people. So I want to ask you all, the panel, and all of you out there, do you remember when you were everything we've described? We all raised our hands in agreement, that common ground space of our journeys as children. Was there a time when you felt literally seen by an adult? And what did that mean to you? Or maybe you weren't, and you carried it into adulthood. I'll start. I remember it was one of my my caseworkers, Anne Hasselbaum was her name, and she was the one that told me, if you ever are in trouble in a home and I come to visit you, be a gentleman and walk me to my car. All you have to do is squeeze my hand 2 times, and I promise I'll be back before the sun sets to take you away. And thank God she did, because I don't think I'd be here today. She had to do that 3 times over the 5 years we were together. So thank you. To this day, I owe my life to Anne Hasselbaum. So anyone else, anyone come to mind in your journey?
I have one that really sticks out. Oh, Lauren, thank you for sharing. When I was in the 2nd grade, they had us write an essay. If you could give a Valentine to anybody in the world, who would it be? And I wrote to the children in Africa because they're poor and hungry. I was like 7 or 8 or something. And I won 1st place of the contest of the entire school, of all the grades of the contest and stuff like that. So that was the first time I was like, oh my gosh, wow. Like, I won something, somebody recognized me, somebody acknowledged me. Like that was really different. So winning that contest and writing that was a big deal for me. It was really cool. It was like $10 or something. So that was a lot of money for me, being poor and stuff like that. So that has stuck with me forever.
Beautiful. Thank you. And see, look how long ago that was, because we all know Jamie's 104. Back then, no, I'll just say it. No, but that's another thing. And I've been saying that when I was in my pissed off era about the corporate sponsorship thing, I was like, had we gone to Africa, everybody would have, because that way back in the day, Sally Struthers, UNICEF, Africa, as if they're the only children hungry or that need help are in Africa, not to take anything from Africa, but good Lord, there are tons of other places that need attention. I mean, it's just like the bell ringers for Salvation Army. Okay, what about the other 11 months?
Right.
Ring the bell for the hungry people then.
Romania, very little awareness, very little media, very little attention.
Very little. Microscopic. In the big picture. So we're hoping to change that. It's a big apple, and but we don't have little bites. We got big teeth, because truth and purpose will gobble up everything if you only start chewing. That was just right off the top of my head. Where's Jeremy Nunez when I need him? So listen, anyone else? A person? Dominique, you're shaking your head.
I have a story. So when I was growing up, I would tell you a million times how invisible I felt. My mom was preoccupied with my brother who was sick, and then my mom was also sick and coming in and out of places, working on her mental health because she had a nervous breakdown, and my dad was working nonstop. So if I was an overachiever, and I would take all my trophies and all my awards and all my certificates, and I'd shove them into the back of the closet, and I'd stack clothes in front of them, and it wasn't until maybe like 10 years ago where I actually pulled them out, and like, even though they're from my childhood, I actually displayed them. And I was like, wow. But it was this one particular teacher in social studies, Mr. Markuska. I remember this day very specifically. We were having a McDonald's versus the people debate. And I was one of the lawyers fighting for the people. And so at the end of this court case, which was like a week long, they picked who the best performer or best person was, the arguer, the lawyer, and the whole class put their head down and they raised their hands so you couldn't see how the voting went. And I won an Oscar on paper. And Mr. Markuska came to me later on in the year. He says, you are the smartest young lady I've ever met that I've had to fail, because I was cutting school. Nobody gave a shit about where I was. So nothing was relevant, but that stuck out to me for years and years and years and years.
Wow. That's beautiful. Anybody else on the panel? Dee or Michael? No? Okay. Well, Michael, go ahead. Unmute yourself.
Yeah, my computer's a little slow. Thank you. One person that sticks out really, really strongly, I mean, just recently my wife, but this woman that, I consider like my mom, my second mom, she would love me without like any conditions, and I never knew that. And I think that really made a really, incredible impact on my life, yet I wasn't really ready to receive it. But going back and reflecting, it had such an impact on me. Even though I didn't think it did, I could have done a lot worse if it wasn't for her. So when you think you're not making an impact, even just a small, and I say this like with my heart, just a small amount of love can do somebody a world of difference. Exactly. Even though you may not see it on the surface, it is affecting something inside that they're questioning themselves, because that's what happened with me. How can she love me? Because I was a little rebel. My mom used to clean her house, and I remember one time, just one story. I remember one time out of many, I threw like, I don't know how many pounds of rocks in the pool, because we were babysitting her. We were sitting in her home, and I was just standing on the roof, just bored, just throwing rocks, just not thinking about what I was doing. Next thing you know, there's like a pile of rocks. I mean, just like lying the whole pool. And I mean, they had to pay thousands of dollars to get it done. And I remember I didn't even want to go back. And she was like, it doesn't matter how much money I got to spend. Like you're an amazing kid. And I was like, what can I do to get rid of this woman? Like, and not towards her, but just like, how can somebody love me that
Right,
much?
right. Now, let me butt in. That's a great story because listen, when you look at these stories, all of them separately or collectively, even with Michael's story, it was a great place to wrap that segment up. Yeah, it cost the lady a lot to clean the pool, but it didn't cost her a penny to make that impact. Same thing with all of our stories. Every one of the people that did what they did for us, it wasn't something that they purchased. Nobody said when they gave me a bike. No one said there was nothing that cost. And that is why I'm telling you, and I want to really push this point. When you go, and I know you will, because I can feel it in your heart from where I sit, that it is not about, we're not asking for funds to put in their hands. The funds are to get us there. We're also going with 200 backpacks donated by comfortcases.org. Thank you, Rob Sheeran, your wonderful team over there at Comfort Cases. And they would have filled them. They offered it. With all the things that kids in transition in the system need, new pajamas, their own toothbrush, all the things we take for granted. But each one of those comfort cases at 35 pounds would have cost us nearly $17,000 to ship. So we did the next best thing. We shipped 200 empty cases. And this final $4,000 that we're raising is going to buy all of the items that would have been inside and put them inside. We're buying them there, ordering now. And we can't wait until we get there to try to run and shop last minute for 200 backpacks. We need those funds like yesterday so that when we're there with the kids, while they're in their moment of euphoria, being seen, heard, loved, embraced, celebrated, uplifted, you name it. It is not the backpack that will stop this from or prevent this experience from being a Cinderella experience, i.e., when we leave, the carriage turns back into a pumpkin. When we leave, the glass slipper turns back into a work boot. No, it is the stories. It is the interaction, knee to knee, eye to eye, heart to heart, spirit to spirit, soul to soul. And when you give even $1, you are putting spiritual support beams underneath every conversation that all of us there will have. You will be represented in a way that will bring you blessings that you could never imagine. This isn't about money. This is about value. And they are two things completely different. So I want to show a brief glimpse into some of the days of our week. You will see days missing. Day 1, for instance, but I'm going to give you an experience right after what you see. Every day, one of the rock stars, the volunteers who are coming from the USA, have a day that they're raising funds for because it ties into their life. We saw Dominique's at the top of the hour. I opened with it before I even brought everyone in. And hers is about growing up different, which is our theme for today. But after I show you a peek into the other days, I'm going to show you Amy Joy, who has been living in Mexico for years. Her entire family had to leave Canada and move to Mexico so that she could escape a husband who was searching high and low to find her and her 2 young sons to take their lives. She still lives there to this day, and her sons are in their 20s. They were little bitty ones when she went. So she has the very first day when we go to an undisclosed location to be of service to domestic violence, mothers, fathers, and children, because it's all mixed up in there. And so we want to show you this. Take a look.
Hello, my name is Amy Joy, and I am so honored and privileged to be part of the Power of We Symposium going to Romania May 5th through 12th. This is a tour of hope. In the 1990s, we learned about 170,000 children in the system in dire situations. It is much better now, and we are going there to celebrate that with them. And there are still so many kids in the system. On Saturday, it's my day. It's my day to provide the food and the things that we're going to do and the games we're going to play with the kids. And the reason it's my day is because on Saturday, we are visiting a shelter of domestic abuse. I have gone through this. I understand this. And what a blessing that I have. I'm so grateful for that experience in my life, for this moment in time where I can go and be a blessing, where I can go and have understanding. And if you'd like to help, if you're in alignment with this at all and you want to share your beautiful energy with this group and with this mission and with this tour of hope, I would love to partner with you. Together, we vibrate higher. And that, my friends, changes the world. Thank you. Mwah!
All right. So, man, I'm just so honored. I just want to say this to all of you experts, because I know some of you won't be there with us in person, but you definitely will be there with us in spirit because you already are. Same for all of you out there. I've just taken the liberty of dropping the GoFundMe link inside your comment section for easy access. Please snatch it, copy it, paste it everywhere you can. Listen, we would be surprised. And we shouldn't be surprised when people take up the mantle and start doing the work that no one else. We can't wait on governmental agencies. We can't wait on nonprofits. We can't wait any longer. There's an evil force moving through this world, and this world will get a lot worse if we don't take the steps necessary to make this world better, one bite at a time. So do your part. Don't underestimate your contribution to this modern day Stone Soup story. It is an experience. I guarantee you, it is not the money that you give that will create the blessings in abundance. It is the spirit in which you give it. In the Bible, there's a story about the widow's mite. That's all you need to know. What is greater than us does not care how much. It just cares that we care. Think about that. Panel, in closing, and we're taking that, we got about a minute and a half. If you were speaking to the world, which is out there, and you are, and you would want to tell them why you feel it's important to donate whatever you can, how would you frame that? Oracle, why don't you start? Unmute. Oracle. Thank you.
To just give the hope of possibility of what this funding is going to do for this trip, and to not limit it to what we think will happen, and just project that faith that these kids will get exactly what they need with the earth angels that are arriving to this mission.
Amen. Amen. D. Grant.
Well, I just gave a donation to help you guys get over there because I want to be with you in spirit, but get over there I want to bless you guys as much as I can because
thank you so much.
And I shared it to my people on Facebook that don't know you guys well yet, but I'm trying to talk about you as much as possible.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. The story that I had earlier that you guys shared, like about people that touched your life, there was a guy that blessed me by mentoring me when I was in high school, by driving me to his radio station at 4:00 in the morning several times. That kind of time and that kind of care made me believe in myself when I didn't otherwise. So just spending time with people, just spending time is like worth millions and millions of dollars. And that's what you guys are giving to these kids in Romania. Aside from your light and your love and your hope and your peace and your joy, that's such a beautiful gift.
Thank you so much. Michael. And then you, Jamie.
Well, I need to start by being honest in a certain way that I had to have a realization of when I would share money with, I don't like to call them homeless people. I like to call them nature dwellers because they dwell in nature.
Yeah.
So when I seen a nature dweller, I used to give them money because I felt sorry for them. So if you give because you feel sorry, you're actually going to do a disservice. It's not feeling sorry for what we're doing. My wife actually really woke this up in me because she's like, you teach vibration, Michael. Why don't you see the greatness in them? Even if you have $1, but you see the greatness in them. And when you give that dollar, it maximizes like $1 million. We see that money is not the value that we see on a piece of paper. It's just a piece of paper.
Right.
When you see the value at another level that you're giving, then you maximize your, like you can say, your return on investment, because you're investing in, like the Oracle was saying, you're investing in hope and love. And really you're investing, and I'm going to go even like deeper, and thank you, Oracle, for opening that up, because you're investing in the knowing that faith moves mountains. And when you give that money, then you know that you are carrying the energy that creates worlds when you donate that money. And you see their highest good, you see their greatest self. And even if you don't know these kids, just envision a kid, like Dr. Lauren was saying, envision that kid that's struggling and see them in their greatest self, just one, and you affect the whole.
Amen. Thank you, Michael. Jamie?
All right. When I was talking about my 5 radical philosophies of time, oneness, relationship with self, community, and health, what you can actually do, actualize, take action, and fulfill those needs is to do an act of service. So go ahead and donate $1, $5, whatever you got, and maybe forego your coffee this morning at a special place and do your act of service for your torch inside.
Beautifully stated. And in closing today, I just want to say that very next Ask the Expert Days show will be May 15th. My very first show coming back from Romania. That's the Monday that I'll come back to work after we leave on the 4th. So we're going to be just covered in the essence of purpose. And I don't want to get it to you as quickly as possible. Of course, if you watch all of our pages during that week, we're going to just keep you in the loop as much as we possibly can. Of course, we can't show the places where we can't film and stuff, but we will give you as much of the experience as we possibly can. And before we leave, I just want to say this. Here's what truly happens when you give from the heart. Like Michael said, that piece of paper is not it, but it is the spirit in which you give. It provides a mirror, a reflection, and we're going to hold that mirror up in your name to every child and every person that we meet. We promise you, not just on the ground in Romania, but every place we go between here and there, from now till then, and always. When we hold up that banner of love, people can see themselves through our eyes. And that, my friends, can change the world. God bless you. Everybody, thank you all, experts. It's been a pleasure and honor as always. You guys do the right thing. Follow your heart. Be blessed in the manner in which you bless. And I will see you all, God willing, Monday morning back for another episode of Bathrobe Moments. Have a great weekend and be the change you'd like to see in the world. See you soon. Thank you, experts. Great job. Bye, everybody.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul. And honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign, shamelessly displaying my state of mind.